the Curious Owl here, and today I have a book haul for all of you. So yes, I did end up breaking my book buying ban this month in May, but it was for an actual worthy cause because I helped with this friend of the library sale that was going on in my hometown, and basically any money that was going towards these used books and stuff that they were selling is going back to the library to help with finances and stuff like that. So it was a really good cause, and basically also I thought of it as a reward for myself for this past semester because if you guys have been catching up with my reading vlogs, you will know that I ended up getting 2 A-minuses, 2 A's, and a B this semester, and my B was in French, which was my hardest class that I had this semester. It was so difficult for me to actually get through the class itself, and so to come out with a B, I was so proud of myself, and I decided to reward myself by going out and buying these used books at this friend of the library sale that they were having. I got 10 books at this friend of the library sale, and for all of them, I spent about $3. So the first book is Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. This is honestly a book that I got because I saw it and I absolutely needed it, because in my senior year of high school, we did the musical Oliver, a kind of watered down rendition of it basically, and I really like the story a lot, and I've heard so much about Oliver Twist as a story itself. I did try to read a Charles Dickens book before, and you guys may know I DNF'd it because I absolutely couldn't stand it. I can't even remember what the name of it was, to be honest, but I ended up deciding to get Oliver Twist, more so for just memories purposes. I may not actually end up reading it, but I really wanted to get it because I saw it was on the shelf, and I have a lot of memories with Oliver as a production because it was one of my favorite shows I did. I was the Artful Dodger in the cast that I was placed in, and I was able to work with a freshman student who was my double. So I have a lot of great memories with this story specifically, and so I want to kind of have it for memories purposes. I also ended up finding 2 Ruth Ware books that I've actually been wanting to get for the longest time, and I was really surprised to see them both on the shelf because they're not that old of books. I got In a Dark, Dark Wood and The Woman in Cabin 10, both by Ruth Ware. Both of these books I've heard some really good things about, and so I was really excited to see them both on the shelf of this sale because like I said, they're not that old. They're not more than like 5 or 6 years old. Next, I got 2 of Anne Brashare's books. So a long time ago, in like October, they had another friend of the library sale, and I found the first 2 books of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants series by Anne Brashare's, and to this time, I ended up finding the 4th book, so I'm kind of getting them out of order. I still need the 3rd one to complete the collection, but then I also got her other book, Three Willows, which I remember hearing so much about when I remember this coming out. Like, it was when I was, I think, in middle school this book came out. Next, I got Between Shades of Grey, excuse me, by Ruta Sepetys. Now, Ruta Sepetys is an author I've heard so many good things about. I've heard so many good things about Salt to the Sea and Between Shades of Grey specifically, and I think this was a library copy. Yeah, it was a library copy that they decided to get rid of, and so I'm really excited to have it. I've been meaning to get into Ruta Sepetys for a long time, so I'm very happy to actually have it. I kind of wish it was a different cover though. I wish it was the one with the eyelashes in the snow because I really like that aesthetic a lot better, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Next, I am so excited to say I finally have a Rainbow Rowell book on my shelf and its attachments. I'm so excited because I have heard so many good things about Rainbow Rowell. My younger sister has Fangirl on her shelf, and I've been meaning to read it, and so I'm very excited to finally have attachments on my shelf. Next is a kind of a weird book that I found, but it brought back so many good memories of when I read the first book, and it is Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason by Helen Fielding. You guys may remember a while ago, I think like last year or so, I ended up reading the first book, Bridget Jones's Diary, and I loved it so much. I thought it was so funny and it was really cute at the time, and it definitely had some problems with it though, but I was so interested when I saw that they actually had a second movie to Bridget Jones's Diary that I didn't even know there was a second book. So I found the book and I was just so overwhelmed with happy emotions from remembering Bridget Jones's Diary that I had to get this one because I just knew that I was going to love it as much as Bridget Jones's Diary. The next 2 books are actually a little bit more obscure, and they're mostly books that I just picked because I thought thought they were really interesting, and they're kind of got some historical significance to them. The first being The Birth of Venus by Sarah Dunant, something like that. I think this is supposed to be a, not historical fiction per se, but a mythological fiction. So I was wrong. It is a historical fiction book, and it's placed in Renaissance Florence, which I'm very interested in now that I've read that, because I thought it was going to be kind of more Greek-based because it's The Birth of Venus, but I guess I should have read the synopsis a little bit more clearly. So that's really interesting. I'm very excited now to read this because it probably is, probably more than likely literary fiction, to be completely honest, based on the way the synopsis is worded, but it could very easily be a YA book, to be honest, because it's dealing with a young adult character, but I'm guessing that there's some a little bit more heavier content within it that kind of makes it more of a literary fiction book. And I'm not really into literary fiction, honestly, but I'm excited to read this, and maybe if I can find other authors similar to this, if I like this one a lot, maybe I can get into literary fiction a little bit more. And the last book that I have is another historical fiction, and this one is absolutely gigantic. Like, I think it probably weighs like 5 pounds on its own, and it is Catherine the Great, Portrait of a Woman by Robert K. Massey. I think I remember a Book Olive talking about this book several weeks ago, maybe about a month ago or so, when she talked about her favorite nonfiction books. It might have been a couple months ago, honestly, now that I think about it. But yeah, this is supposedly an entire collection of, like, basically all of Catherine the Great's life, and it's kind of more historical based, I think, but it's like also fictionalized in a sense. I'm not quite sure. That's kind of what she made it seem to be, was like it was based on her life, but it's got some fictional elements to it. I'm really excited because I've never really delved much into Russian history. I'm interested in learning more about it. Like, I'm really interested in reading history from other countries just in general. So there you guys go. Those are all the books that I got at the Friends of the Library sale just this past weekend or so, and I'm really happy with the purchase that I made. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. If you guys did enjoy it and would like to see more book hauls in the future once I am officially off of my book buying ban, which I'm going back on after this book haul, I might do a end of the year book haul for you guys. I don't know. We'll see. But if you want to see more videos of that, please do give this video a big thumbs up. And if you're not already and you'd like to be, hit the button down below and subscribe to become an owlet in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.